Hello and welcome to another episode on Maro's Bonsai channel. After quite some time I'm sitting here again in my workshop, going to do some work on my maple trees, and I wanted to do just a short recap of what happened in the last few weeks. It is very busy autumn so far. I will work on this Acer palmatum, which is one of my very first air layers. I'm going to remove all the foliage, then I'm going to look at the places where the air layers were done this year and how those places look like. Then I'm going to cut back and do some kind of trimming and adjustment to the structure. And while doing that, I'm going to tell you a few words. As I said, the autumn was very busy. I had a couple very important events. I had my workshop in Romania in October. You can see the few snapshots from there. I meet the guys from Cluj, from North Romania, from Transylvania, from land of Dracula. And I was working there with them on their collected trees, mostly collected. Some were normal traditional maple trees, but mostly collected stuff, hornbeams, dogwoods and oaks and stuff like that. We worked full weekend on all the trees, and it was really hectic. A lot of trees went on a table. We did a lot of analysis, we did a lot of initial stylings or second styling on trees. We did some discussions on horticulture. So it was very good experience, and I'm sending my greetings to guys, to Cluj, to Napoca, Bonsai, and this was one major event. And shortly after, I had the workshop with Walter Pall, second time, with my friends from Masterclass in Czech Republic. We met at the place of Lukáš Sirotný and his Bonsai Moravia nursery, where we were working mostly on conifers, but I was working on boxwood and hornbeam. You may have seen the videos from there. This was very interesting stuff. I already did some videos last year and this year in Munich with Walter, but this year we decided that we try to film almost all. I think we filmed all the trees we were working on. So I did 13 episodes starring Walter and my bonsai friends, Jennifer Price, Lukáš Sirotný in his nursery. His father was there, Andrea Zokic, with Marko Kelava, his helper from Croatia, Thomas Herring, who else? Matija Triglav from Slovenia. So we missed a few guys who were busy, who were not able to attend. It was very interesting because whole filming stuff wasn't really that easy. It limited my time, which I could have dedicated to work on my trees. But I thought, and we agreed on that with Walter and with others, that it will be much better for us to film it and to make this kind of event, which we have with Walter for several years, to make the kind of discussions we are having, to make it accessible to wider audience. I think it fulfilled its role. Some of you who are now watching this episode may have discovered my channel due to those videos from Masterclass with Walter Pall. So welcome on my channel. You are welcome to check any older videos from my back catalog, and maybe you will find there some older stuff which will help you in your current or future bonsai work. As I said, it kept me pretty busy, so I wasn't really working a lot on trees. The autumn is approaching very fast. You can see the colors of maples. It's very late in the autumn, and the leaves are barely holding on the trees. It may be very cold very soon, but still we had a very good autumn, which was very favorable to colors of any trees. Don't remember having this kind of autumn in last few years, because there was no frost yet, almost no frost, maybe 1 or 2 days when there was something like -1 Celsius, not less than that, and it wasn't cold enough to damage the foliage. Usually when you have very strong frost, it's enough one night, very strong frost, and all the color is gone and the leaves are black. So as you can see, the colors on this tree are still okay. So the leaves are gone. Now I can see the tree in its naked shape. Obviously I'm trying to style it in naturalistic way, so I would like to have some kind of wider crown. It's already now it looks like this is maybe the maximum, the size of crown, if we are speaking about how wide and how tall it could be, not much bigger. You can see that I already chopped it several times, removed some larger sacrifice branches from here. All the wounds are healed. One wound is also here. So the tree is currently maximum 50 centimeters high. The trunk is around 4 centimeters, but at the base the Nebari could be something like 7 if we want to be really generous. It could be 8, 9. It's not important, but you see how impressive it looks. It's already decent tree. I put the tag for time being down. Yeah, I gave it the name AL1, so it's L layer 1. Most probably this is first L layer I ever performed, and it succeeded on maple, so it's from my maple number 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to maybe cut some of those branches. Maybe I will leave the bottom branches. You can also see here is the big cut, but it's not healed yet, so I'm going to leave it. This is going really in awkward direction, so most probably it will need to go anyway, because it's going here and back. You can see it's not really nice. Still I have this branch going from here, this branch going from here. Still the branching is really gentle here, so these are quite soft and I can use them. What I see here, these are the heavier branches. Maybe we can treat them as sacrifice branches, because they are those which a lot of foliage was created here, and all this foliage was generating energy which contributed to thickening of this part of structure, and is creating this future, let's say, bones of the tree. So maybe I can decide which I will keep, which I will remove, and maybe it's not ideal time to do some really big cuts, but I can do some maintenance pruning. And here were the air layers which I attempted this year. On this tree I tried to make, I think, 5 air layers. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, I'm not sure. And this is important thing, because I wanted to give you feedback on my air layering attempts this year. And what I tried to do is that I tried to, instead of moss and sphagnum moss based substrate, I relied heavily on anorganic substrate. I was using for some air layers very small fraction of pumice, and for some air layers I was using zeolite or mixture of different anorganic substrates. My logic behind the decision was that in case I'm going to use them, it will be much easier to comb through the roots which were created in those anorganic substrates, and it will be much easier to spread them when potting. Unfortunately, I can tell you that in majority of cases this proved to be not optimal approach. Many of the failures, even after 6-8 weeks, were showing no root growth. There was some callousing, but not really root creation. And I had, in August when I was checking it, I had the possibility to either discard all those air layers and say, okay, I'm going to, let's say, try it again next year, or do something with it. I went for option number 2, and what I did, I removed completely or almost completely anorganic substrate from the plastic packages of the layers, and I substituted it with sphagnum moss. I did this change around middle of August, most of them on August 13th, some of them a little bit later than August, maybe August 15th or something like this. So middle of August, and from the middle of August, in another 4 weeks, 5 weeks, most of those layers produced some roots, at least some roots, and I was able to remove them and put them into the boxes. I can tell you that I wanted to make the things simpler, and I made more complications for myself than I was expecting. And honestly, I don't see any reason to continue using anorganic based substrates for layering plastic bags on maples in any foreseeable future. I don't think it's better option. At least for me, it didn't work. Why it didn't work, I don't know. I don't have data for it. It's not scientific. I can only tell you that my idea is that in this kind of anorganic air layers, there is either not enough humidity, or there is not enough hormonal activity, which most probably is caused by some of natural hormones which are in the moss itself, and which most probably helps create the new roots on air layers. I don't know, I think it's combination, but what I can tell you based on my experience, that it's if you want to be more successful, I would definitely opt for sphagnum moss or any kind of moss based substrates if you want to have higher success rate. So this is my experience, and I'm not talking about spider. I'm not talking only about those 5 layers which were on this tree. I did this kind of layering with anorganic substrate on most probably around 20 to 30 layers this year, and all across the board all those were very problematic, and I had to do some kind of change of substrate or abandon layering entirely. My experience is that it's not working as good as moss-based air layering. So this is my feedback, and if you have different feedback and you have different experience from your work, share it with us in the comment section and let us know what you think about using a different type of substrates for air layering. This branch is going very much horizontal, so most probably I can go for this branch, which will go more up, or pull it, which is still possible, or tilt the tree a little bit. Maybe something like this for the future. I'm going to pull the background down later. I keep this a little bit longer because I want to thicken this part, so in the next season I need to make sure that it has enough light, it's not overshaded. I shorten it, and then I have keep this stump, but I will remove it later, and now I use it for pulling it with strong wire and try to bring this branch more up. So this is the plan.